Oh, if everything works, we're live. I guess I'll find out in a few seconds. Hopefully everything's working. Is it working? If people want to know what's been going on, hopefully we'll know in a moment, because I'm not even sure if the camera flipped. There it is. It flipped. All right. So, how's it going? Can you guys hear us? That is the question of the day. Can you hear us? Please say you can. Please say you can. All right. So, I apologize for the extra long wait. Today, you know what? I'm going to talk about this when we officially start the show. So, you know what? Let's just start the show. Ready, set, bam! How's it going, everyone? Welcome to the Nintendo Prime Podcast, episode what, 26?
26.
We're actually off. We've been off an episode for a while. Whatever, we corrected it. We're getting all the old episodes up on a brand new podcast channel, which, by the way, you guys should all go subscribe to that podcast channel, because one big announcement we have on this episode is that the podcast channel is here now. It exists. It's real.
It is.
So go subscribe to it, because what's going to happen is we eventually are going to be moving the entirety of the podcast over there. We are in the midst of uploading all the older episodes, so I apologize if you feel like you get spammed when you subscribe over there. This is just until we get all the episodes up, and then then it's just kind of rocking and rolling. We do need to get the channel to 1,000 subscribers to unlock certain things. We also need to get the watch hours up to 4,000 to unlock other things on the channel. The moment we hit that, we will officially be live streaming our podcast there every single week and no longer hosting it right here on the Nintendo Prime YouTube channel. We have a dedicated channel for it now. We are eventually going to move everything over there. It's a slow process. Now, that being said, please go subscribe to that if you enjoy our podcast. I need to mention another thing. If the podcast felt like it was weird tonight and got off to a weird start and the starting soon stuff was up too long, bottom line is we have ditched Streamlabs, like, entirely. We don't use them for anything. I know there's still a merch link down in the description. I'm even going to be moving all the merch away from them as well. For those who aren't aware, there's been a little bit of a tizzy between Streamlabs and OBS. Streamlabs is, for those who don't know, started out actually as just kind of a alerts. It used to be called Stream Alerts, and it just went on to become a series of tools that many people were using with streaming software like OBS. And then OBS is a streaming software that is open source. Streamlabs took OBS, and basically it's open source. So I'll give you guys an example you probably understand better. Chrome is an open source web browser. Now you have things like, what's Microsoft's version now called? Edge?
Edge.
Yeah, Edge. Edge is technically Chrome.
The Chromium browser.
But you notice it doesn't have Chrome in the branding. It is a Chromium browser, and Chromium browser just means the base of it is still Chrome, but they edit it and modify it and do all these different things to it to make it their own, supposedly faster. I don't know. It is what it is. So that's what Streamlabs did with OBS, because it's open source. They took it and they sort of made it their own and did their own integrations and their own development on it. The problem is, when this happened, Streamlabs reached out to OBS and said, hey, can we use your branding? And OBS is like, no, why would you use our branding? We're not developing that software.
Yeah, right.
We're not going to put our reputation on your brand.
Right.
That doesn't make any sense. Well, Streamlabs basically said, too bad, so sad. Took the terms OBS, put it on their entire software package, calling it Streamlabs OBS. Literally, that's the official name, aka Slobs. And yeah, they went and trademarked it to prevent OBS from even trying to attempt to do anything, like, fully trademark the whole OBS thing, so no one can do what they're doing. They probably didn't think they were going to have to worry about that, but especially from something as popular as Streamlabs. Yeah. But yeah, it's been a whole thing. Streamlabs actually came out and responded on Twitter today saying, hey, we're going to get rid of that branding. But it's more than just that. It's actually pointed out some other issues Streamlabs has, such as charging for premium features that literally you could just get for free on OBS as it is. So we just decided, or at least I decided, that, you know what, as someone who, you have a software developer degree, I'm working on one. Bottom line is, I think this is bullshit, what Streamlabs pulled.
Absolutely, 100%.
So we are done using Streamlabs in pretty much every capacity, probably by my next stream on Friday. So yeah, The only capacity is we still have some merch there right now, and a donation link, but that's all going to go away, and we are going to be fully invested in just standard OBS Studio, which is what we are live streaming from right now. And you'll notice a little funky thing down here, the ticker and everything. It's not all set up correctly. I ran out of time. But hey, I'm pretty happy that we are using the bog standard. We got some stuff set up. We're using Stream Elements for a lot of our stuff instead of them. Stream Elements has no issues with OBS. So we are just going to do our best to round this out. We actually have more features, by the way. It's actually more feature rich. It's just not explained. So you got to kind of figure it out.
Yeah.
There are a lot of guides for it out there. But yeah, we're going to be sticking with OBS Studio moving forward and having a lot of fun. And I think everything works. Like, I think if I do this, oh, yeah. I hope that was auto-tune. If it wasn't, then I don't have that set up correct either. But I'm pretty sure it was auto-tune. You guys let me know in the chat if it wasn't. So, that being said, let's actually get into the things we're talking today because here's what we got. Here's the rundown. We're going to talk about the Game Awards. Basically, what we're going to be doing is going through all the nominees for each category, and Eric and I are going to pick winners. And we're going to do basically what's a betting special. Now, we don't have the bets locked in yet, as in, like, what does the winner get and what happens to the loser. Maybe you guys in the chat throughout the betting special can come up with that. Essentially, the way I'm thinking of doing this at the moment is every esports category is going to be worth, like, a point. And then as we go, Eric and I will decide, hey, is this a category we think is worth 2 points? Game of the year, we can say is worth 5 points. If someone nails Game of the Year, that could be like a 5-pointer or something. And that'd be the max amount of points you could get per category. So we'll figure out as we go here what the punishments are going to be, what the winner gets. I had debated on like getting a trophy or something for the winner. Literally a Nintendo Prime Podcast trophy for the betting special champions. Be pretty cool, especially if we get it engraved for every victory for Eric or Nate. But yeah, we'll see what happens there. And then after that, we'll talk a little bit about the Activision situation with Bobby Kotick because it's absolutely disgusting. And I don't know how that guy got his position, let alone kept it this long. And I don't know how much longer he's going to keep it. Maybe he'll keep it, period, because the big investors right now are not calling for his head. So let's get into this by reminding you guys that I am Nathaniel Jantz, and this is the Nintendo Prime Podcast. And to my left and your guys' right is Mr. Eric Moore.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah. How's it going, buddy?
It's just going.
All right, so
it's not a podcast without a random thing happening at the beginning of it, so we're starting out normally.
Changing entire technologies the same day as the podcast is a bit of a pain.
I know.
I just gotta change one thing. Hopefully this all works. I tried to get this set up as best as I can. We're gonna get into the Game Awards, baby. Let's go. Let me get my notepad up so I can write down my choices and the point values and everything. As I said, I've been a little busy here. I guess Notepad++, that'll work.
Yeah, why not?
Well, no, maybe it won't. Well, it will. It will. I just have school stuff open on it. But hey, there we go. New. We're good. All right. So, you guys ready for this, baby? Let's go. All right. It should have worked. So, I guess we'll start at the bottom here and work our way to the top. So we got best esports event. So let me write this down here. We got best esports event, and we have to write it down because the Game Awards have sometimes not announced it. So we need to actually know what the awards are. So best esports event. Obviously, these will be 1 point categories. So I'm gonna put a little note here above these. That these are 1 point categories. 1 pointers.
Are you doing both of our?
Nope, just
Thanks.
mine.
Okay.
You do yours.
Okay.
All right. So best for this is best esports event. So we have the 2021 League of Legends World Championship, we have the International 2021, PGL Major Stockholm 2021, the PUBG Mobile Global Championship 2020, and Valorant Champion Tour Stage 2 Masters. Now, I know about nothing about esports. I know some of the games, but I don't watch them, and I don't know what's really, really popular.
Yeah.
So, rock, paper, scissors, who picks first?
Go ahead.
Ooh, just handing it to me on this category.
I mean, I already know which one I want.
All right, I'm going Valorant. I'm just gonna assume one of the new entrants.
I'm sure
is gonna get some recognition. Maybe.
Yeah.
Valorant Champions Tour. I don't have to write down the rest.
Yeah.
It's the only Valorant one. So, all right, which one are you going with, Eric?
For
1 point.
The only one that I really know.
League.
League champion.
I had a feeling you were gonna go with League. All right. Let's back up here. Ho, look at that fancy. It's almost like I planned for it to be that fancy, but I didn't.
Yeah.
Nominees. View all categories. All right. So now we got Best Esports Coach, which, again, I don't know anything about esports. So, Best Esports Coach. The nominees are Ariat Silent Gaziv, Andre Eng. I'm probably butchering their usernames there. Cannot say that name. Adri Biadri Hordeski. I don't know. James Crowder. Well, I mean, that's easy. Kim Kanama Jigonya. I literally don't know any of these.
Wow.
So I'm gonna go with the only one I can pronounce. James Crowder.
I mean,
and watch, I'm actually pronouncing it wrong. It's Crowder.
Yeah, right. People are probably yelling at us in chat.
How do you mess it up? How is a Nintendo guy not an expert on esports? I don't see Smash Bros up here. Do you?
Right.
I don't see any Smash Bros stuff in here. Splatoon. I don't see any of that. So, give me a break. What are you picking?
I'm gonna go with Andre.
Andre. I'll give you a moment to write that down because it's a little bit of a different name. Oh, hey, look at this. I might be able to just click next category and see if it works. These are all one-pointers. Loki in the chat's all the middle one.
The middle one. Yep.
You ready?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, next category. Best esports event. Perfect. This works.
Well, you know.
Wait, no. Previous category. Yeah, we're going to go backwards. Yep.
Yes.
Got it. Best esports team. There we go. Best esports team. Well, we got Atlanta FaZe. We got DWG Kia. We got Natus Vincere, the Sentinels, and Team Spirit.
Ooh.
Team Spirit. So we got the games underneath. We got Dota 2, Valorant, Counter-Strike,
Okay. Yep.
League of Legends, and Call of Duty.
Yeah.
So, you want to go first on this one?
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll do DWG Kia for League.
DWG Kia for League. You're just going with League. I'm going to go with Team Spirit. Because you know what? We all need a little spirit in our lives, don't we, everyone? Right?
Yeah.
Right? Who you guys going to go with? You guys listening in. Who would you pick? All right. By the way, guys, the new command in the chat, I believe everyone can do ! 8ball and ask yes or no questions. If you guys want to have a little fun in the chat. Like, who's going to win the betting special? All right, next category. We got Best Esports Athlete.
Ooh, okay.
It feels weird calling him an athlete. I mean, I don't know what else you would call him, though.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Let's go. We got Chris Simpler, Head Showmaker Sue, Magnameg Collapse. You know what? Simple and Tens. I'm just going to go with their stage names.
Yeah.
The best one. You know what? I'm just going to write one down and see what happens here.
Yeah.
Sticking with my theme. You already got one started right now. All right, so I went with Chris Simpler. I'm sorry, I see the word simp and I go. I mean, come on. I gotta represent all the Nintendo Prime simps out there. I'm kidding, guys.
Oh, good God.
They exist, right? Maybe. If they do, I apologize. All right.
I went with Collapse.
All right. Previous category. Let's see here. We got Best Esports Game, so at least I'll know these. Let's see. I'm pretty sure you're going with Dota 2. Wait, no, you might go League. You're probably going to go League, I'm sure. Knowing you, you've gone League all the way, right? Going with League again?
Yeah.
Going with League again? Of course you are. The best one. You know what? I'm gonna say Counter-Strike, just out of nowhere. It's been around forever.
Yeah.
You know? So is Dota 2 technically.
Yeah.
But yeah. I think giving Call of Duty any sort of, like, the team's fine, but giving the game a victory right now, given what's going on.
Yeah.
Anyways. And the thing is, I know, like, Warzone's still really popular, but. All right. Next up, we have most anticipated game. So now, how many points do we want to make this? Because this don't feel like a 1-point category. Especially when Breath of the Wild 2's on there.
Ooh. Yeah.
Most anticipated games right now. Remember, it's about who wins, not who we want to win. So there's Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, the sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and Starfield. I will note there has been a beta for Elden Ring, so some people have actually played it.
Yeah, okay.
And that could affect votes.
Gotcha.
But
how
many points do you want to make this?
Do you want to make it a 3? 2, 3?
3-pointer sounds good to me. This is a big one. This is a big one. Most anticipated game is a big one. So, like, I know we both really want to go.
Yeah, I'm not though.
Because it's just, you know, that's good my vote. But is that gonna win? I mean, Elden Ring I know has been just massively hyped.
Yeah.
You know, Sony fans are gonna be all over Horizon and God of War.
Yeah.
You know, Starfield, Microsoft people. Oh, man, guys, I'm a Zelda guy. I gotta represent.
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild 2. I'm just gonna call it 2. Yeah. I don't know what it means. What do you go with?
Ragnarok.
All right.
I'm probably way off, and
who knows?
It's probably gonna be the last place, but who cares?
Doesn't matter. Best debut indie. Debut indie. All right. How many points do you want to make this one?
I mean, it is an indie, so does anybody really care?
Oh, so 1 pointer. One pointer. I'm hearing.
Kidding.
I'm hearing 1 pointer.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I don't really
Sure.
care.
All right. I'm putting it under the 1 pointer category. Best debut indie. Now, I probably haven't played any of these. Ooh, I think I know who I'm going to pick that. So we got the Artful Escape, The Forgotten City, Kenna, Bridge of Spirits, Sable, and Valheim. I know what I'm going with already. I already know.
Yeah.
Because it's actually one I really, really want to play, and I haven't played it yet. And I'm really disappointed I haven't played it yet. So I'm going to go with it, because I also know it reviewed well. Kenna, Bridge of Spirits is what I went with.
Yeah, I mean, that does look like a good game.
We saw it during E3.
Yeah, just even looking at the art style, but I went with the Artful Escape, just because.
All right, cool. The Artful Escape. All right, next up.
I have no clue what I'm doing, but...
Content Creator of the Year. Nintendo Prime's not on the list, so does this list even matter?
Yeah, right. So this is a negative 1 point.
You know what's funny about this list?
Yeah.
So, like, look, I watch a lot of YouTube and live streams. The only name I even recognize on this list is Dream, and I'm presuming all these content creators are very popular. Mm-hmm. And I feel really weird that I'm watching an award for a game content creator, and I don't know, like, any of these people. None of them look familiar to me. Now, they're probably all live streamers on Twitch, which might maybe, but then again, I know some of the...
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I literally, does anyone else, like, watching right now know any of these content creators? So, like, how many points do you want to make this one?
I mean...
1, because Nintendo Prime's not there.
10,
so.
Just because of how random it is. No.
Oh, they'll make that a 1-pointer, because, like, I just... Like, there's just nobody... Are they... The well can't be running dry. Like, Beat 'em Ups could have been on there. I think he's big enough at this point. And he'd raised a whole bunch of money for mental health last year.
Yeah. Well,
so that would have been a nice get for them. And now, obviously, that's in my space, and I understand, like, you want to go outside of that space, and that's fine. You know, how about Mr. Beast, who now has literally the largest gaming channel on YouTube? I don't know if people are aware of this. Mr. Beast Gaming is one of the largest gaming channels on YouTube now. Crazy. So why wouldn't he be in here? He's always helping people. Now, maybe it's because people would confuse it with his more popular channel, but I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. So, I know who I'm going with. Who'd you go with? I went with Dream. Who'd you go with?
I'm going to go with Fusel.
You going with Fusely, or Fuse? Sure. All right. Well, you got it written down?
Yeah.
All right. Give you a second.
Yeah. I mean,
because
even then, how about somebody we've had on the podcast too, Jake Randall. I mean, with how much he has
helped with PlayStation
5, and I mean, just moving consoles.
Sure. It's true. So next up we have best multiplayer, and this is going to be tough. How many points for starters? How many points do you want with this one?
Another 3.
3-pointer?
Yeah.
Sounds good. 3-pointer. So we got best multiplayer. All right. So, Back 4 Blood, Knockout City, It Takes Two, which I technically it's multiplayer, it's co-op. But, Monster Hunter Rise.
It's more than one player.
New World, and Valheim. So this is one of the first category where I'm like, one, I know all these games. Two, there's a lot of really freaking good games on this list.
Yes, there is.
New World is like the biggest MMO that's happened since basically World of Warcraft at this point. Monster Hunter Rise has sold 8 million copies on Switch and literally runs perfectly. Somehow, a Switch Online game runs perfectly. I know it's on the new server system, but It Takes Two is just utterly fantastic. Knockout Cities was a lot of fun. We've been playing Back 4 Blood. It's pretty great. Valheim was huge. This is like the first category where I'm like, I don't really know what I would like. I'll tell you my one logic. I'm going to eliminate It Takes Two for me from this category simply because it's only co-op, and I feel like if you're going to go best multiplayer, you're thinking lots of players playing. Like you're not thinking of co-op, you know?
I get you. But that's also part of the knock for me for Back 4 Blood is that there is no couch co-op. And
then they'll pick Back 4 Blood.
No, I know. I mean, that's what I'm going with.
In my heart, I say, Monster Hunter, but also, do I really think Monster Hunter is going to do it? I want to see Monster Hunter get an award, by the way. I know what I'm going with. And it's a game I haven't played yet, so I can tell you it's not Monster Hunter because I played Monster Hunter. Not Back 4 Blood because I played Back 4 Blood. Yeah. All right, what'd you go with?
Monster Hunter.
You went with Monster Hunter Rise. Okay. Yeah. I went with New World because I actually want to play it, and I've heard a lot of really good things, besides the fact that obviously we had some issues with some NVIDIA graphics cards with it and some bad coding or whatever. But let's see here. That was a 3-pointer. Right? Let's get to the next one here. Best sports / racing. How many points do you want to give this one? 2. 2-pointer. Got it. All right. 2-pointer. And we got best sports / racing. All right. So the nominees are F1 2021, FIFA 22, Forza Horizon 5, Hot Wheels Unleashed, and Riders Republic. I already know what I'm going with. I think this is an obvious one.
I mean, yeah. And we probably have the same one.
Maybe. Maybe not. Hot Wheels Unleashed, right?
Yeah, totally.
It is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I went with Forza Horizon 5. Yeah.
I mean,
it's got a lot of hype.
Yeah.
And it reviewed really well. It does have some issues online, but
it looked good too when they showed it.
Surprisingly. But like, if you just sit down and play the game, it might be the best racing sim of all time. Mm-hmm. But again, it does have some issues with online, but it'll get that ironed out. All right. Oh, no! Whoa!
Oh.
Whoa! Oh, I have such a bias on this category.
Yes, you do.
But then Flight Simulator's in here.
So do I.
And then Evil Genius 2.
Yeah.
Which I have played and is also amazing.
Yeah.
God, I waited like 15 years for a sequel to that. Oh my god. First of all, how many points?
Should we make it another 2 or 3?
Well, what are you thinking? I'm letting you pick.
Better than sports.
So 3. Then.
So 3.
It's funny because we play sports games.
I know we do.
But it's better than sports.
That's pretty much all we play is one sports game. Hey, Craig House.
All right. I know what I want to go with, but what do I think's going to win? It's not about what I like the most. It's about what I think the panel's going to vote for. Because Flight Simulator, man.
Right.
I feel like it's just been around a long time, but also it's released on Xbox Series X and it's really good. Humankind's really good too. These are all really good games.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I don't know, man. This one's tough. This one is another really tough category that I literally don't know. I think any of these 5 games could take it.
No, for sure.
What'd you go with?
I went with Evil Geniuses 2.
Evil Geniuses 2. I went Age of Empires 4, but it's kind of a cop-out because I have such bias.
I know you do.
But I know how good it is. Whereas, like, Flight Simulator, right. It's fun. But, I mean, it's a sim. It's not really gamey.
Yeah.
Age of Empires 4, been waiting 20-plus years. I don't know.
That's why it's sim.
Here we go. Basically, the Nintendo category, best family game. I'm not kidding. 4 of the 5 spots are Switch games.
I know. I know.
So
is this our first 4-pointer?
We're giving this a 4-pointer? All right.
What's our max point? 5?
Max is 5.
Okay, so Max is going to be Game of the Year at 5.
Yeah.
And then nothing else is, so it's either 4 or less for everything else then?
I would say probably 4 or less. Yeah.
Okay, so this one, we're probably 4 then
Sure.
on this one.
It is like a Nintendo award, basically. So the nominees are It Takes Two, Mario Party Superstars, New Pokemon Snap, Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, and WarioWare Get It Together. Now, I have a caveat here.
Yeah.
When I think family game, I think a game that everyone can kind of play together. New Pokemon Snap is not that.
I was going to say, is it
New Pokemon Snap single player?
I was going to say, is it Yeah.
It's like at least in Animal Crossing New Horizons, you can have multiple people on the same island and you can play at the same time.
Right.
New Pokemon Snap, that is a single player game. Now, you could argue, well, yeah, but it's E for everybody. Okay, if that's the case, then like every Nintendo game on the planet should be on this list.
Right.
It Takes Two is couch co-op, which is nice, but also, I mean, you got Mario Party Superstars, we just played on stream, was fantastic. Bowser's Fury is amazing, but again, that's also single player.
You can co-op.
It's not.
I know. That's why I said
WarioWare Get It Together. So it's a weird one where it's kind of like, I mean, you could say best party. Are we confusing like best party game with best family game? Maybe.
That's probably
but
what
like, I don't know, man.
But yes, but that's something that you could. When you see family,
I think this is one of those things where they're trying to say that this is like best kids game, but they don't want to use the word kids because it's derogatory.
Yes.
And then It Takes Two, would that really be in there? Because it's more of a couple game.
Right.
Man, this is tough.
But how is a single player Pokemon Snap anywhere near in this like family? Like
I literally don't know who's gonna win this.
Yeah.
I mean, Bowser's Fury is amazing, but then is it gonna be held back because it's attached?
Yeah.
To also a really good game, but a port.
Right.
Wario. This is a 4-pointer, right? Best family. All right.
Yeah.
I know what I'm going with. What'd you go with?
It Takes Two.
It Takes Two. I'm going Mario Party Superstars.
Yeah.
I can't imagine a Nintendo game losing a category where they have 4. Or that's it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's it. They all cannibalize each other. It Takes Two does it.
Yeah.
It's possible.
It is.
It Takes Two might win by the default.
Yeah.
Just because Nintendo games cannibalize each other in the votes.
Yeah.
That could happen. But I went with Super Mario Party Superstar.
Got it.
I just played it the other day and it was great. Best fighting game. So 1? All right.
A lot of people are probably hating.
Let's go 2. Let's go 2. Best fighting. Which probably I'm not a big fighting game guy, but also I'm looking at this list and it's like these aren't really the big name fighters. So you know, so we got Demon Slayers. I'm not gonna bother to try to pronounce it. Something Chronicles, Guilty Gear Strive, Melty Blood Type Lumina. Then we got the Nickelodeon All Star Brawl and Virtua Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown.
Yeah,
I know what I'm going with. All right, I chose Nickelodeon All Star Brawl.
Yeah, that's what I was doing.
I have a feeling that it reviewed well. It plays like Smash, and Smash is awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of going off the fact that it kind of plays like Smash Bros. Not kind of, it does.
Yeah, I mean,
and it's popular Nickelodeon characters.
I like Nickelodeon. So
that's it. Well, good logic. I like Nickelodeon.
Yeah, right.
Best role playing.
Ooh.
Well, how many points? I have my thing organized by points over here.
Another 2.
What are we doing?
2 or 3? What do you think?
Let's make this a
3.
Best. This has been a controversial category, by the way.
Yeah.
Because this is best RPG, and Cyberpunk's in it. A game that got removed from the PlayStation Store, and for the first time in PlayStation history, they gave refunds.
What?
So Cyberpunk 2077 is on this list, even though it's the buggiest.
And they haven't fixed it yet?
It's been mostly patched by now, but you can't just
can't
ignore that it destroyed itself at the beginning.
Right.
So the nominees are Cyberpunk 2077, Monster Hunter Rise, Scarlet Nexus, Shin Megami Tensei 5, and Tales of Arise. Now, to me, this is between 3 games. And I'm not really sure which way they're... You know what? I know what I'm going with. I just hope Nintendo fans don't get mad at me for it. I'm trying to win. I'm trying to win. This isn't about what's best. It's about trying to win. So what'd you go with?
Tails.
Oh, so did I. Tales of
Yeah.
Arise.
Yeah.
Tales of Arise.
Eh,
I got a feeling like I want Shin Megami Tensei 5 to win it.
right.
It's like the only category it's up for. I really want SMT5 to win it. I don't think it's going to though, despite the good reviews. I think Tales of Arise is gonna take it. Well, that's a wash
I see
there.
Conker's Bad Fur Day in there, or Conker's Bad Tail Day in the chat. Nice.
Nice. All right.
I'd love a Conker's
Best action adventure.
Oh,
This. This is
Oh.
gonna be. This is gonna.
Ooh.
It also feels weird when you see a Resident Evil game on the list when it's always been a horror game. But
Yeah.
Nope. Now it's an action adventure game. I mean, it's properly.
They had to get it in there somehow.
How many points?
3?
Okay.
3?
No 3-pointer. All right. Best action adventure. All right. We got Psychonauts 2. Such a good game. Metroid Dread. Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, Ratchet and Clank, Rift Apart, and Resident Evil Village. Like this is. I will give you a spoiler because you don't know because you haven't seen all the categories yet. Resident Evil Village is up for Game of the Year.
Okay. Yep.
Just in case I might.
Dread's
So is
up for
Metroid
Game of the
Dread.
Year. Yep,
So is Metroid Dread.
I knew that part.
So, usually when you think the 5 games that are in Game of the Year, usually are also ones that are winning other awards. So,
yes.
but doesn't mean they're going to win it.
Right.
I mean, Psychonauts 2 is.
That was freaking amazing when we saw that trailer or that gameplay in E3.
Man. Like my concern, like I want Metroid Dread to get this, but my concern is that it won't be popular enough with the panel. But then it was popular enough to get Game of the Year nomination. But
Game of the Year nomination, yeah, exactly. That's kind of.
I'm kind of worried Metroid Dread's not going to win any awards, to be honest.
Right. I can.
And
see
that scares me.
I can see that.
Then Ratchet and Clank, Rift Apart.
And I've heard Guardians is really good too. But
I got my pick. Not happy about it though.
Yeah.
I went with Ratchet and Clank.
I went with Psycho.
Psychonauts 2?
Yeah.
Nice. Again, don't get mad at me, Nintendo fans.
Yeah, right.
I haven't chose Dread yet.
This is probably the category that Dread wins, and then doesn't win.
Best action game. What are we doing here? Deathloop's also, by the way, up for Game of the Year.
Is it?
So
Okay.
Yeah. So how many points?
2?
1, 2, 3, or 4. 2.
2, 3.
We'll do 2. We don't have a lot of 2-pointers in there.
Yeah.
Best action game. All right. So we've got Back 4 Blood, Chivalry 2, Deathloop, Far Cry 6, and Returnal.
Mm-hmm.
This is so tough. All these games are really good.
Mm-hmm.
I got my pick.
Yeah.
All right, I went Returnal.
Okay. I went Back 4 Blood.
Back 4 Blood.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Probably be Deathloop.
Probably Deathloop.
I thought about going Deathloop, but I'm like, eh.
Yeah.
Okay, best VR AR. Here we go. This is going to be some unique ones here. The best VR AR. How many points am I going to go?
1?
1 pointer?
I don't.
Sure. 1 pointer. All right, best VR AR. All right, so we got Hitman 3. I Expect You to Die 2, Lone Echo 2,
Nice.
Resident Evil 4, and Sniper Elite VR.
Okay.
I went with I Expect You to Die 2.
Yeah,
What?
Sniper Elite is what
You
I
went
have
with Sniper
written down.
Elite? That's what you have written down?
Yeah, part of me was wanting to change it to Lone
So
Echo 2.
I didn't choose Hitman 3, even though it's a pretty good experience because it's also available outside of VR. So is Resident Evil 4, obviously, but it doesn't mean the VR experiences are bad. It's just the things that I think are best for VR are the games that are built from the ground up for VR. And I Expect You to Die 2. The first one was amazing. I'm assuming the second one is.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
well, you wrote down Sniper
I
Elite.
know I did.
Wrote down Sniper Elite.
Part of me was like, Lone Echo.
It's already written down.
I
It's already
know,
written down.
I
Get out of here. Next
I'm
category.
not saying I'm not.
Innovation and accessibility. So, okay, it does explain what they mean with this. How many points for this one?
What is it? Okay, recognizing software.
and/or hardware.
That is pushing the medium forward and adding features, technology, content to help games be played and enjoyed.
Accessibility.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I don't know what the accessibility options are in any of these games,
Right.
so that doesn't help.
That would be nice.
This is going to be a total guess.
That would be actually nice if they actually listed what the things were.
Okay, so then why are the other games nominated for the categories they are? You don't know.
Yeah, but
they don't give you any information on any of the nominations.
I know, which is dumb.
Because you have to play the game, Eric. You got to play the games. Ah. But you just want to be I want to be a filthy casual and just have them tell me everything.
Yeah, damn straight, dude.
Okay, well then look up the games on Wikipedia. Wikipedia.
We don't have time for that shit.
All right, how many points?
Just because I like the category, let's go 3.
All right. Innovation and accessibility. All right. So I literally don't know which one has like the best and most accessible stuff for the most people to play. Probably. All right. I got my pick. Wait for you to start typing over there. All right. You're typing. All right. I got the Veil Shadow of the Crown. I don't know anything about the accessibility, but I think this is the only category it's up for, so I'm assuming it must be really good at it.
Yeah. I went Far Cry.
Far Cry 6? All right. Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Best community support. Oh boy.
Yeah.
What's this one going to be? Wow. What's this one going to be? How many points?
Another 2?
Sure. Best.
I'm just throwing out random numbers.
That's all right. Watch you lose because of it.
Yeah, probably.
Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy 15 Online, Fortnite, and No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
The best community supports. This is how well the community feels supported by the developers.
Got it.
It's hard to deny Fortnite. You had good support the whole time. Apex too. But like people love Bungie.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 15 really blew up this year too after all the Activision crap came out.
Yeah.
And then there's No Man's Sky, which has turned into a good game. So all right, I got my pick.
Yeah.
I got my pick.
So do I.
All right. I went with Fortnite.
So did I.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I think Final Fantasy 15. Doesn't matter. Moving on.
Yeah.
Best mobile game. So it's a 1-pointer?
Yeah. This is a negative 1-pointer. If you get it right, you lose a point.
That's horrible. I don't like making fun of games.
I know.
So. Fantasian, Genshin Impact, League of Legends Wild Rift, Marvel Future Revolution, and Pokemon Unite. So my heart obviously says Pokemon Unite.
Right.
And I've played it, and actually it's really good. But I got my pick.
Yeah.
It has to be Genshin Impact.
Yeah.
But Eagle League.
Huh? No, I actually went with Pokemon.
Wow, Pokemon Unite?
Yeah.
I'm going Genshin. I'm going Genshin. It's a really good game. I remember when it was being made fun of by us Nintendo fans because, oh man, it looks like Breath of the Wild. Then you actually play it and it's nothing like Breath of the Wild. Best indie game. Okay. How many points for this one?
Should we go with 4 on this one?
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have a whole lot of 4s. So.
Oh, not just that. Best indie game is
It's a major category.
It's basically like GOTY, but for indies.
Yeah.
Essentially, because there's no you just gotta be an independent game.
Yeah.
Any genre. So we got 12 minutes, which you haven't played, but I know you've seen trailers for that.
Yeah.
Death's Door, Inscription, Kenna Bridge of Spirits, and Loop Hero.
Yep.
God, I know. My God. They're all so good. I got my pick.
So do I.
I went Death's Door.
I went 12 minutes.
12 minutes? Okay. That's good. That's a big one. That's a 4-pointer.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Best ongoing game. Okay. Best ongoing game. So, how many points for this one? You know what? Let's go with 2. We don't have a lot of 2s. Best ongoing game. These are going to be games that are either new or been around for a while because they're just, best ongoing.
Yeah.
They don't end. So, Apex Legends, Final Fantasy 15 Online, Fortnite, Genshin Impact, and Call of Duty Warzone. I'm going to do...
You said 2 points?
Yeah. I got my pick. Got it?
Yep.
I went with COD.
mean,
Granted, I don't want them to win any awards, but also I can't. I mean, Warzone's been so popular all year.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean it's the best. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Awarded the game for outstanding development of ongoing content.
Right.
So what would you pick?
Apex.
Apex Legends.
Yes. Apex.
All right. Games for impact. That's one of my favorite categories.
Okay, so 4. Sure.
Yeah. Literally, this is the one where it's like, trying to make a difference in people's lives.
A thought-provoking game with pro-social meaning and a message. Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So we got Before Your Eyes, Boyfriend Dungeon, Chicory, A Colorful Tale, Life is Strange, True Colors, and No Longer Home. I went with Life is Strange.
So did I.
It kind of feels like it's not going to be that one.
Yeah, but right. It looked so good.
All right. Best performance. All right, what are we doing for this? How many points? 3? Best performance. All right, awarded to an individual for voiceover acting, motion, and or performance capture. So Erica Mori as Alex Chen in Life is Strange True Colors. Giancarlo Esposito as Anton Castillo in Far Cry 6. Jason Kelly as Colt Vaughn in Deathloop. Maggie Robertson as Lady, I forgot how to pronounce that name. From
Dimitrescu?
From Resident Evil Village. And then I can't pronounce that person's actual name, but Juliana Blake from Deathloop. Man. I got my pick. I went with Maggie Robertson.
Maggie? Okay.
From the Resident Evil Village.
Yeah.
She was the big vampire lady.
Yeah. Yep.
Who'd you go with?
I went with Giancarlo Esposito.
I wanted to go with him, but I was like, is an actual professional actor really going to win it? I mean, maybe. I didn't play the game, so I don't know how good. I'm sure the performance was great.
Yeah.
I mean, it's literally him in the game.
Yeah.
Best audio design. Damn. Well, how many points for this one?
I love music.
All right, 4.
I love music.
It's not just music, though.
Huh?
Recognize the best in-game audio and sound design.
I know.
The whole package.
I get you. Not that I've played any of these games, but
I have, but that's neither here nor there. I'm a true gamer,
Yeah.
There's no Nintendo games in this list. Dread's not here. Disqualified.
Right.
Bad list.
Mario
where's
Odyssey's not here.
Mario Odyssey's not.
Jump Up Superstar, man. Ooh. Yeah.
I got mine. Returnal for me. Atmospheric, man.
Resident Evil.
Resident Evil Village. All right. Next up, we got 5 categories to go. Best. Here's your category.
Oh, yeah.
So this is probably before them because audio design was. This will be too. Best score and music. 4-pointer. All right. So this is one that's just about the music. We got The Artful Escape, Cyberpunk 2077, Deathloop, Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy, and Nier Replicant Version. 1.22474487139. Yes, that's literally the name of the game. Welcome to Nier. Welcome to Nier. Yeah, that's just what they do. I'm looking at the composer names too.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Good. I obviously I don't really recognize any of them. That's okay. I'm not gonna know every composer out there. I got my pick. I went with Cyberpunk. If there's any award Cyberpunk objectively deserves to be listed for, it is best score in music because that wasn't messed up. That game was really, really good with its music. And I feel like they want to give it some award somewhere.
Yeah.
And this category makes sense.
Yeah.
I almost went Deathloop, but what'd you go?
I went with the Artful Escape.
The Artful Escape.
I was thinking Marvel just because Marvel music,
yeah. Best art direction. How many points for this one?
Damn. 3.
3. Okay.
I mean, what are we at for?
What do you want to know?
How many do we have under each category?
For 1-pointers, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 9 1-pointers.
Okay.
We have 5 2-pointers.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 3-pointers.
Okay. So
and
should we go 2 to just kind of
5 4-pointers.
2 to kind of level it out a little bit?
Nope, I already have it in 3, so
that's fine. Okay.
The Artful Escape, Deathloop, Kenna, Psychonauts. I know what I'm going with. All right, I went Psychonauts too. If it's going to win any category, it's best art direction.
Yeah.
What do you go with?
I was thinking Psycho, but I went with Kenna.
Oh, Kenna. Okay. Kenna Bridge of Spirits.
Mm-hmm.
Best narrative.
Ooh.
2-pointer.
Yeah.
Sorry. Not because we don't like story. We're trying to balance it out a little. Not because we don't like story.
No, for sure.
Best narrative. All right. So Deathloop, It Takes Two,
Yep.
Life is Strange, True Colors, Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy, and Psychonauts 2.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I went with It Takes Two.
So did I. Yeah, I mean,
I have a feeling.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong. Deathloop's got to win something.
Right.
Maybe.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Best game direction. It's up for that too. Pretty sure Deathloop has the most nominations. As funny as Returnal's got like 3 or 4, and it's not up for Game of the Year.
What are you doing with this one too again?
Best game direction? Sure. Yeah, we can go to. Best game direction. So we got Deathloop, It Takes Two, Returnal, Psychonauts 2, and Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. Best game direction. From the lock it in. He's debating over there. Locked in?
Yeah.
I went It Takes Two again.
Did you? Yeah. I went with Ratchet.
Ratchet and Clank, baby. Got some people in the chat saying Deathloop.
Yeah.
I don't think I picked Deathloop for anything
yet. Yeah.
Game of the Year. That's the 5-pointer. That's the big dog. That's the momentum swinger. Goaty. So we got Deathloop, It Takes Two, Metroid Dread, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, and Resident Evil Village.
I mean, I know which one we both want to win.
Psychonauts 2?
Yes.
I
mean, I wouldn't be disappointed if it did.
So you go here's the thing.
To be completely honest, I wouldn't be disappointed if really any of these.
This is the first. So, I'm going to be honest. This is the first game of the year out of all of the TGAs that I don't actually know what's going to win.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think if there's anything, it's Deathloop because it has the most nominations, but that doesn't always win.
Anything, yeah.
And it has to win those nominations.
Right.
If it doesn't win those nominations, some of these other games are up for the same award. So it's like, it's not obvious this year. Like, cause the fans are 10% of the vote, but the panel's 90%, and I don't really know what the panel's going to pick.
Right.
Like, my heart says Metroid Dread, but it was only up for 2 awards before this, but it was still making Game of the Year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is the one time that it's like, I just don't know.
Yeah.
Any of these 6 games might win. I have no idea. Like, It Takes Two is up for so many. I don't know.
I know.
I already have It Takes Two winning 2 awards.
I know.
So I don't know. I literally don't know what's gonna do.
And I don't know. I've never really. Honestly, I don't know if I be disappointed in any of them. I don't really know Deathloop. I haven't really seen a whole lot on it. But from everything, obviously, it's got to be a decent enough game. It's up for how many awards? Like you said, Resident Evil games are generally pretty decent.
Yeah, and Village was a good one.
Yeah. And I've seen It Takes Two, Metroid Dread, and Psychonauts. I've seen those three. Ratchet and Clank, I've seen Ratchet and Clank games in the past, so just going off of those, I know it's a decent series. So to be completely honest, like I said, this is one I don't think I'd be disappointed in any of them.
What'd you go with?
I haven't.
You can't pick, can you?
No, I can't.
Hey, I got mine locked in. Lock it in. But I'm gonna save the file. I'm locking it in.
Yeah.
Save the file so I don't accidentally delete it.
Let me save this.
Save as.
Save it.
Wait, on desktop, so I know exactly where it is. And this is TGA betting special. TGA betting special. Just remember to bring your laptop due to the TGA. Well, it's a long event anyways, though.
Well, I can just email it to you.
Yeah. All right, got it. This year, you get an award, and you get an award, and you get an award. Everybody wins. What do you pick?
It Takes Two. Did you go with it? Did you go with it? Did you do it?
Metroid Dread's locked in.
Did you? You did?
Locking it in. I know. Shocker.
Yeah.
Nintendo YouTuber picks the Nintendo game up for Game of the Year.
Right.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Metroid Dread to me is the greatest Metroid game ever made.
No,
better than Prime 1, 2, and 3. Better than Super Metroid. It is the best Metroid ever made.
Yeah.
And I am going to plant my flag in the ground. And if the best Metroid game ever made can't win Game of the Year, then Metroid can never win Game of the Year.
Yeah, no, for sure. Absolutely. I mean, I
That's my belief. You can't release the best Metroid game ever made and not win Game of the Year. So if it doesn't win Game of the Year, fine. I don't expect it to. It's not a popular franchise.
Yeah.
I don't care. Metroid Dread, baby. Metroid Dread.
Yeah.
Man, that was intense.
That was
intense.
Interesting. Yeah.
That was intense.
Yeah.
So, to get to the second part of our podcast.
Yeah.
Well, first off, what do you think about the nominees? What do you think?
Man. 2021 was a damn good year for games. I mean, just going off of, how many were nominated for it, or is it very top heavy? Because there are a lot of games in here that are nominated for multiple awards. So is it very top heavy of there are a handful of really, 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 really good games and garbage? Or, it's kind of hard to tell, but
it's tough.
Yeah. It's freaking...
I like
it's nuts.
The nominations this year because this is the year where there wasn't like that one obvious this game is better than everything on the planet year. A lot of big name games like Horizon got delayed. Halo Infinite doesn't fall within the release period to actually be part of the awards. Mm-hmm. So like there's not that one giant game that you're like, this is obviously and clearly the front runner for so many awards, including Game of the Year. Now, to me, you could say, well, best Metroid of all time. But even then, Metroid is not an obvious choice because it's just not a popular series. So I sit there and I look at these things, like even just staring at the Game of the Year list. I mean, that is a really good list of games.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
for sure.
I got to say, though, that I want the people in the live chat right now to start formulating a punishment for the loser and a reward for the winner.
Oh boy.
So the chat, you guys sort that out while we talk about the next thing, and I will ask at the end of the podcast what the consensus seems to be on what the punishment's going to be for the betting special, for the loser, and what the winner's going to be.
Should we have our mods keep track?
Sure.
Because
Brian C, I think I saw you in there.
Yeah.
Any other mods, Birdman, whatever.
Keep an eye on it.
Any mods there? Just kind of keep track of it.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm gonna ask the Magic 8 Ball if I'm gonna win.
You already did.
No, but that was before we got the bets in. Now that they're locked in. 8 Ball. Will I win the betting special? Come on, 8 Ball. Tell me what I want to hear. Tell me what I want to hear. Ah, the 8 Ball said no. Dang it.
Yes, 8 Ball.
Dang it, 8 Ball.
8
All right,
Ball.
all right. So, the second part of this podcast, do you know what's going on at Activision Blizzard right
I have seen some reports, especially today. I just kind of saw a couple things.
now? What did you see today?
Well, I know apparently that the head of Activision has threatened the life of I don't know if
assistant?
it's an assistant. Yeah.
16 years ago?
Yeah.
And somehow still
I
remains
know
CEO of the
that
company?
isn't this one?
How long? I gotta see how long. How long is
Isn't
Bobby
this
Kotick?
also like a very isn't this situation more like a lot of like sexual harassment stuff going on in the workplace, things like that, and nothing's been done about it for a long time. That's what I remember about this, and yeah.
So, okay. So there is a bunch of civil lawsuits happening from the state of California and the federal government. Although the federal government might have settled it, I don't remember.
Mhm.
But there's basically a massive lawsuits happening against Activision Blizzard over accusations of inequality with pay, specifically for
Mhm.
female employees, and inequality with advancement, and then a bunch of sexual harassment, including. I'm going to get a little sensitive here for a moment, folks, so forgive me, but these are very serious
Content
allegations.
warning.
Including, we talked about this briefly once before, but hey, the show's for adults, guys. There is basically someone who got raped and then killed herself because of it.
Ouch. That's not.
There was someone, basically, lewd picture. Well, she didn't really kill herself because of that.
Yeah.
Lewd pictures of herself were shared.
Gotcha.
So let me clarify this.
Yes.
Maybe rape's the wrong word. I think she was dating somebody, a higher up at Activision, who shared naked pictures of her with fellow employees, and that's what made her kill herself. But correction, I don't think it was actually rape. Okay. So I want to clarify. Rape's a very serious accusation, but it doesn't matter. Whatever was done led to this person taking her life. That was one of the big stories to come out. There was the Cosby suite, which wasn't part of the lawsuit, but the media kind of discovered after the fact that all these people taking pictures of Bill Cosby after he's already been, convicted of what he's been convicted of, and inviting women up to the suite one by one for God knows.
Mm-hmm.
God knows what was happening.
Yeah.
Lots of sexual harassment. There's been 2 or 3 major employee walkouts, including yesterday. Yesterday's walkout was demanding that CEO Bobby Kotick steps down and is no longer CEO. He's still CEO as of right now. The thing is, the big story that came out yesterday is the Wall Street Journal put out a report because basically Bobby Kotick has been protected under the guise of maybe he just didn't know. Kind of like Yves Guillemot over at Ubisoft, where he was kind of protected under the, yeah, people are all mad at him, but also did he actually know? Did it actually get past HR and past the people below him to the top? Because it doesn't always get past everyone to the top. The CEO, right, even though he's responsible for everyone, there is layers, and if it never reaches his ear, he might not be aware. Well, the Wall Street Journal came out with a report that, yeah, he knew. Not only did he know, he didn't fire anyone for it, he covered it up, and he didn't tell anyone on the board.
Has there been any accusations against him, like actually like participating?
He has not been accused of sexual harassment himself. Okay. Although the story now about the death threat,
but that's not sexual harassment. That's
no. So what happened? So that comes out and basically says no, he knew about it and also tried to hide it. Mm-hmm. That's an accusation's not proven.
Right.
But Bobby Kotick's been actually weird this whole time. When the initial lawsuit came out publicly from the state of California, his response was, not only is this not true, if you don't rescind this lawsuit, we're going to leave California. Like threatening to take Activision out of California. Well, it turns out the accusations had some truth to it, and the employees basically walked out. And that didn't happen. Activision Blizzard is still in California. The state that filed it against them made this public after 3+ years of digging into this. This wasn't just a willy-nilly, we heard one thing, so let's file a lawsuit. They did a lot of research and discovery. Supposedly, Activision has been unwilling to turn over various documents. Even though Bobby Kotick keeps saying we've been fully compliant, they haven't been. Bobby Kotick has come out and said, oh yeah, we're going to hire this one firm to help us, become more inclusive and more of this. This firm has a history of actually working against, like, defending people who do sexual harassment. So why would you hire a firm with a history of defending harassers to be the ones that are going to enact anti-harassment policy?
Because they know the ones that they can enact that still keeps the culture.
I know why. Everyone knows
saying,
why,
yeah.
but it's kind of like, it's not for the employees' benefit. It should be independent of the people that are in charge that clearly can't do it right. Anyways, the weird thing was, after this article came out, the board released a statement defending Bobby and saying that we believe in Bobby Kotick, we believe that he's the best thing for the future of the company, and essentially that his anti-harassment, the policies and everything, and the industry-leading changes Activision's enacting cannot be done without Bobby Kotick.
Okay.
After that broke out, that's when the media dug up the story. Oh, by the way, did you know Bobby Kotick, who, by the way, has been CEO for 20 years?
Yep.
This year was his 20th anniversary of being CEO of Activision, and now Activision Blizzard.
Mm-hmm.
They dug up the story that has been known, but has been swept under the rug, that 16 years ago, he literally threatened to kill his assistant. And this happened. This has been confirmed by Activision themselves. This is not, an accusation that we don't know. Activision admitted, when asked to comment on it, that happened. And they said he was being hyperbolic, and he apologized for it 16 years ago. So basically, we don't care. Happened 16 years ago, water under the bridge. Of course, when you're and by the way, 16 years ago, he was CEO of Activision. Mm-hmm. You cannot be CEO of a major company and threaten to kill your assistant. Not even as a joke, which they didn't state it was a joke.
Right.
So he's being hyperbolic. Basically, he's frustrated.
Yeah. Right.
What level of frustration do you need to reach that you don't have the self-control when talking to a fellow employee who directly works under you,
right,
who happen to be female too, of course, that you're going to kill them?
Yeah.
This being a CEO of a major corporation that's flying private jets and very well could realistically be thought by their underling who knows the entire schedule. They're their personal assistant. So you know the schedule, you know the power this guy wields, and you know that he could probably hire someone to kill you and get away with it. And then he threatens to kill you. I'm sorry, you lose your job. You can't be CEO of a company with death threats made from you to a fellow employee.
Yeah. No, for sure.
That's an abuse of power.
Yes, it is.
And he survived that. So are we supposed to be surprised? And we know this is a fact. Activision's not denying it.
Right. And it's only because it was 16 years ago. Blah, blah, blah. And it did come out at the time.
Yeah, because the internet social media wasn't as big back in 2005. Facebook was just getting up the ground.
God. Yeah.
You know what?
That happening
he survived. Today? He would not. If this happened today, you're gone. Yeah. You're gone. There's not a single CEO in the United States, anyways, that would survive.
Oh, God, no.
A story about them having a death threat and the company not denying that it happened.
Confirmed true.
Yeah.
Like, by the company itself.
He apologized for it 16 years ago. Yeah, I'm sure that apology went super far.
Yeah, right.
I'm sure that assistant's still working and making millions for them, right? No, they didn't lose their job. Get sent home with a little severance package.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I can't speculate on that, but I mean,
I
it
can.
wouldn't surprise me.
I can. Because I did some digging, and apparently, I'm not going to name names because the names weren't put out there publicly, but from what I dug up, who was his assistant back then no longer works at the company and left 16 years ago. Now, I can't confirm that this...
Did it not say?
It's really hard.
Okay.
Because the details are scarce. Social media wasn't big back then.
Right.
They left, but was this even the right person? That's the thing. That's why I don't want to put names out there.
Right.
But it's kind of sort of a convenient thing. I'll say this. Bobby Kotick, at this point, assuming, we know that part's true, the death threats. Mm-hmm. We know that when the reports came out, he was so cocky that his company had done nothing wrong, that he was threatening to remove it from California. As if that's some sort of threat to California, as if they're going to give a shit if you, it's going to cost jobs. Go ahead, you move away from all the talent and see what happens.
Right.
So, all these threats, all these denials, all these leading industry leading things, and that's why your employees are walking out, because you're clearly leading the industry, right? You're doing such a good job that 50% of your companies walked out twice. Because, they feel like you're doing such a good job. Oh, and by the way, after the story broke that Bobby Kotick knew and was complicit, guess what? One of the people that was accused of sexual harassment and actually had a court case against him was one of the leading heads of one of the Call of Duty, I think Sledgehammer, one of the lead heads of Call of Duty, left yesterday, quit. Because his allegations came back up because they technically were never proven true or untrue, but it seems pretty convenient that if they're not true, then why did you settle with the lady that accused you of it outside of court with apparently several $1 million settlement? It's one of those...
Courts are weird.
Courts can be weird, but this is a reputation thing.
I get it. I do.
And if you are not guilty, who cares? It's going to cost you millions in court anyways to fight her. Or you just hand her millions of dollars and tell her to quietly go away. Which, by the way, that's how cover-ups happen a lot of the time. Settlements outside of court is not, oh my God, they're not guilty. Sometimes you can say, well, it's because they're saving money. God, this was 2017. This wasn't that long ago. This person's a multimillionaire.
Yeah.
That money was nothing to him. They just wanted the person to be quiet until the person being, making the accusations. It's a lot of money. And I can tell you, when accusations are false about sexual harassment, especially against men, they tend not to want to give the female money. This is just the history of these cases. As an example, I'll tell you right now, Deshaun Watson has all this stuff in the NFL against him, and he's denied all of it. He's not willing to settle and give them a dime. So, is it true or is it untrue?
That doesn't necessarily
mean
he's innocent.
Doesn't mean he's innocent either. There's a lot of, I'm not saying he's innocent. He probably isn't. Maybe he just doesn't think what he did crossed the boundary. I have no idea.
It's possible.
Because he technically never forced himself upon anybody, and that's the worst, based on the accusations anyways. It was just inappropriate behavior trying to make something happen. But he didn't force it. So, in this case, and Review Tech USA put it best, we already know some things are true. We already know some of the things he denied are now true. And now, the reports are that he knew about it and was complicit, and there's been no denial by him that happened. Now, today, this morning, a news story broke that some investors have now sent a letter, some of the shareholders now sent a letter saying that Bobby Kotick needs to resign and that the two longest tenured board members need to retire by the end of this year. Because they're probably the ones that wrote the letter defending Bobby in the first place.
Definite possibility.
Now, we don't know for sure. That's kind of speculation. But there's been no response from Activision at this time. By the way, the investors, so it sounds like, he's going to lose his job, right? He can't survive. Technically, the shareholders that are trying to get him removed only own between anywhere from 3.8 to 4.8 million shares. That sounds like a lot. There's 776 million shares. So it's a minority stakeholders,
extremely minority,
that aren't going to be as concerned about the mass profitabilities. There's specific shareholders that own 64 million shares. If those people start asking him to leave, that's a different story, because they can start to convince others and make up the majority. Right now, they basically said if they don't resign and if they don't retire, they will advocate and try to convince other investors to not re-elect you at the next shareholder meeting. And whether or not that'll be successful or not, whether or not they think that that threat's going to go anywhere, I don't know, because obviously I'm sure the first thing Bobby did was pop on the phone and get a hold of the top investors and say, hey, you're not going to side with these people, right? You know this is all bullshit, right? And because they're all there. Because put it this way, he's been CEO for 20 years. He's made these people.
Don't worry,
he's made these people probably billions of dollars.
My bonus is behind the scenes. Some of it's probably going to you, just under the table.
Oh yeah, well remember he cut his salary. He only makes $60,000 a year. Yeah, that's his salary. Why don't you go look at his bonuses? Yeah. He doesn't need a salary.
No.
So, View USA put out a video saying that Bobby Kotick's a monster. It's a little extreme, since outside of the death threat, it doesn't sound like he himself sexually harassed anyone that we're aware of. There's no accusations against him specifically. The accusations are he knew about it, was complicit in it, and defended it and hid it.
Or is he kind of a puppet master type of thing that, again.
Well, it's also what
he did anything.
He's been CEO for 20 years. Like look at this. There was all these harassment claims at Ubisoft, right? You know who's wiping his brow right now and thankful that this happened? He's Guillemot. Because guess what? Ubisoft, all the crap that happened there looks like nothing.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like, gosh, they ripped the Band-Aid off too quick and hurt someone in comparison. Like this, these are the accusations and some of the stuff we do know to be true from the discovery through all of this is so damning.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, the board, supposedly, and Bobby think they are going to rise above it.
Are we talking the board, or are we talking
the statement
like
officially? The board statement officially was sent from the whole of the board, but that doesn't mean everyone on the board agrees.
Right.
But it's the majority.
Right.
And these two longest tenured people probably have a lot of influence on the board. Let alone this Bobby for 20 years have a lot of influence on the board. Most of those people having seats were probably handpicked by Bobby.
I'm sure.
After 20 years.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So we have to wait and see what happens after everything.
Yeah,
But it certainly sounds like he might indeed be a monster.
Yeah, I mean, because like I was saying, he may not have done it himself, but if he is allowing and fostering the environment, it doesn't matter if you do it yourself. You're allowing this to happen. Maybe not even to a certain extent encouraging it, but you're fostering a place and allowing it to happen, which makes you a monster in a different way.
And again, the death threat we know is real. He should have lost his job right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shouldn't have even
100%.
The fact that Activision knew about, he apologized for his 16 years. No. There's no apologies when you're CEO.
Right.
This isn't like a parent who's frustrated with their kids and is like, I'm going to go bury you in the backyard. No! This was a professional situation with a fellow employee.
I mean, I don't know how many times I was told, some mothers eat their own young. So,
yeah, I've tried really hard this whole time to not pass judgment, but now that I know the death thing is real, it's like, I'm sorry. I understand people make mistakes and can say stupid things, but you know what? Those people, when you're at the position you're at, don't get to keep their job, and he did. Mm-hmm. And he's made billions of dollars. Sure. Well, probably billions. I know for sure hundreds of millions. It's not like, here's the thing. It's not like if he steps down, the guy is not set for many lifetimes.
Right.
He's already super rich. But you know what they say about the rich? They don't like to give up the money cash flow.
No, they don't.
So he's going to do everything he can to hold on to it. He's the best person, is he? This all happened under him. What part of this makes him the best choice for this job?
I mean, if he's the one that set up the environment, I guess he knows what he set up and could reverse it.
Well, here's the thing. At first, the reason that Bobby was given a little leeway, just a smidge, it wasn't much because a lot of people already didn't like Bobby, was because the initial accusations that came out seemed to really be targeting Blizzard. And Activision didn't own Blizzard this whole time. So this culture could have existed before Activision bought them. And they were keeping the company separate in different buildings. And Bobby, may not have potentially been aware because of the chain of command. But he was aware. And it was also happening at Activision now. So it now makes sense why they bought Blizzard, because it already fits our company culture.
No, that's cash cow.
And it's funny, someone said earlier, in a comment to me, they're like, oh man, surprised this story hasn't come out about EA. I'll say this about EA. I know some people that work at EA, have developed games at EA. All of them have nothing but positive things to say. We could bitch about the games. We could bitch about the money. But we haven't actually heard any bad stories about actually working at EA. They pay well, good severance package, good retirement plan, good health insurance. And by the way, they have some teams that are primarily female. Like the Sims team is made up supposedly 70% of females. So they are a company that very much couldn't get away with something like this for so long because it would get out. There's too many female employees at the company for it not to get out.
Yeah.
So, by the way, this isn't me saying EA is a saint. They're for-profits and they have abused employees in other ways, mental health-wise or whatever. But
it's also not saying that it can't go the opposite direction either.
Yeah.
I mean, just because there's a whole lot of females doesn't mean that
it
it's going the opposite direction. And
so my
so many males that.
So I don't think that EA has this problem. I've always viewed EA as sort of like Google. Everyone's happy that works there, but not everyone's happy with what the company's doing.
Yeah.
Like, we can be angry at the company, but you're not hearing a lot of bitching from inside the company. Whereas we've heard bitching from inside places like, even when Cyberpunk 2077 was getting made, we heard bitching from CD Projekt Red employees. We've heard bitching from Activision and Blizzard employees for a long time. We've heard bitching from Ubisoft. Don't really hear it as much from EA, from the internal staff, which lets you know that, yeah, they might be just happy with the way their life is. But we'll see. Who knows? Accusations come out then too. Do you see a way that Bobby survives this? I mean, he's never not going to survive it in the eye of the public.
Right.
But, like, Activision Blizzard owns a lot of really big IPs.
Yeah.
And, yes, Call of Duty Vanguard sales are the lowest Call of Duty sales have been in a long time. But is that just a one-year lull till everyone gets over it, you know?
Yeah.
And Warzone's still their evergreen game.
I'd like to say no. But
I mean, if the big investors are in the stock,
I would never be surprised.
Their stock has dropped over 75% of its value, which you would think, oh man, that would make the investors want to dip. Or they just know that this is the time to buy and stock up because their stock is clearly being undervalued for the total valuation of the actual company. It's just the controversy is driving the stock down. The company itself is not actually, it's worth significantly more than what the stock price is currently at, and they know that.
Yeah.
But the question is, will this controversy continue to drive it down and keep it down, forcing them to have to make a move?
Yeah.
Basically, the big investors need to be the ones that decide this. And people don't want. By the way, people don't want to talk about this. But if the stock prices stay really, really low, so normally when the stock prices drop, investors get pissed. But the stock people at that own like huge stock at Activision Blizzard get paid dividends based on their stock. So what happens? Because the dividends aren't based on the value of the stock. The dividends are based on value of your stock compared to what the company brings in. So technically, the dividends for like the guy who owns like 66 million shares, he's actually going to get a massive dividend payment compared to the value of his share next time around. So technically, he's going to profit off of this. Now, again, no one's accusing the shareholders of being in the wrong, but if all of these accusations turn out to even half of them turn out to be true, we already know one is. Oh, if half of them turn out to be true, like, I don't know how investors can keep him there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like,
I don't know. I'd like to say no, he doesn't survive, but
the fact that he hasn't resigned already.
I've seen stupider shit happen. So,
and the thing is, guys, if he does resign, I think you think he's just walking away with nothing? Not only does he have all the stock options that he has, so when the stock prices go back up, he makes money off the stock again. He's going to get a massive severance package. He's not just going to walk away with nothing.
Oh, God, no.
But 20 years. I mean, with what I heard 16 years ago, I got to assume it's at least been going on for 16, if not the whole time. I mean, the 90s was a very popular time for this kind of stuff to happen, too, because no one was really talking about it. Everyone just kind of accepted that's the way it is, you know? There wasn't such big public outcry back then. So I wouldn't be surprised if this was, I mean, he became CEO in 1991. I wouldn't be surprised if this was established in the 90s.
Yeah.
This culture.
Yeah.
And they just never did anything about it. So, obviously, I'm passionate that he's got to go.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, the board needs to be flipped upside down. They need to replace pretty much everyone, in my opinion. And basically, that's the only way. Under completely new leadership, can you really believe there's change? Like, my thing is, for there to be change, you have to admit there's a problem. And Bobby Kotick originally said, this isn't true. We're going to leave California if you don't shut up about it. And all of a sudden, now his tone has turned, and he's the one that's going to lead the change. Wait, he just said there wasn't anything wrong in the first place.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
How can he say there's nothing wrong, we're going to leave California, to, oh yeah, by the way, I'm the best person, we believe in creating industry leading what, harassment? Because right now, you are the industry leader in the video game world of harassment against women. That is literally what you lead the industry in.
Industry leading in the fact that you have to actually implement this, because a lot of places are actually, not fostering.
What I love about it is they say industry leading, and industry leading for how we are going to be anti-harassment and all-inclusive. Yet there's been no public statements about what the hell they're doing.
And according
because if they make those statements, that's also them admitting
yes.
the wrongdoings in the first place, which they're currently in court cases trying to deny.
Right. But also again,
while their employees are walking out,
and
the female employees are all going nuts because a lot of them have experienced it, especially from management, and just been keeping silent because it's your job, it's your family. A lot of people can't afford to just lose their job. Like there's been a lot of people saying, why don't all these employees just quit if it's so bad? Mm-hmm. And it's like you don't understand people's individual situations to even make such a statement.
Right.
Some people can't afford to just leave a job.
No, for sure.
Let's say you're being underpaid, but you're still making $140 a year. You, especially as a female employee, might not be able to start at that somewhere else. There's not just jobs knocking at the door trying to hire you for that price. They're trying to hire the fresh people out of college so they can get the cheap talent.
Yeah.
They're not trying to hire the experienced talent all the time. So those jobs aren't always available and knocking at your door. So you don't know their situation. You don't know what they have tied up in in like retirement accounts and what happens to that if they quit. You don't know what happens to their health insurance benefits or whatever they have going on. Some of them that could have personal issues that if they went to a different company and got a different health insurance plan, it would change their doctors and that could ruin their children's lives. Like, you don't know what's going on with their personal situation, so I'm not going to judge anyone for not quitting the company.
Yeah, no, I get you.
But this is bad.
Yeah.
And it definitely has cost the company money because Call of Duty Vanguard is right now the worst selling Call of Duty in like a decade. So it's clearly costing the company. Or is it costing it enough? Because it's still going to be massively profitable.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Because the only way real change happens at a company like Activision Blizzard is one, because basically anyone, I haven't seen anyone defend him, but if anyone is defending Bobby Kotick, which I'm sure some people inside Activision are, it's because, well, he's not accused of harassing people. So I mean, he's obviously not the problem. He's not sexually harassing. No, he's just complicit in the actions.
Right.
And he hid it from I don't know how the board isn't pissed. If he hid it from the board, then you wonder, did he hide it from the board?
Does the board
know?
Yeah,
and if they know,
just complicit in it,
or if they know, are they just like, screw it, we're letting Bobby take all the heat?
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. I mean, and here's the thing: would Bobby on the way out go, by the way, all these fuckers up here, they knew too.
Yeah, does he burn it down on the way out? That would be crazy to watch Bobby just if he gets forced out, to just watch him just kick and scream out the door and just rip down the whole. Because I'm sorry, if he's complicit and he gets kicked out the door, he knows all the dirty secrets.
Oh, I'm sure he does.
There's probably crap not even in the lawsuits.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because we got to remember, these are the things that they found through the discovery that we're hearing about. Mm-hmm. Usually, what you don't hear about is even worse. Mm-hmm. And he would, and sure. So like he could burn that whole company down on the way out.
Yeah.
But will he?
I don't know.
I mean, that's why you get
depends on who does him wrong.
That's also why he gets the severance package, because it probably comes with
shut up money.
No, yeah, it probably comes with an exit contract that he can't say anything.
Yeah. Exit, shut up money.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it also depends.
And how much is it going to cost? And then it's going to be how much is he going to leverage against Activision to stay silent?
But that's also why the board. That actually could also be why the board is standing behind him, because they know if he wants like a bill. If they don't stand behind him, and they are complicit in it, he will totally rat their asses out on the way out.
I wonder if he told them, "Look, I'll step down, but I want a bill," and they're like, "We're not giving you $1 billion."
Is it possible? I don't know.
I ain't stepping down. Enjoy the controversy.
Yeah.
Have a good day.
Yeah. I don't know.
I always wonder, because I don't know how Activision's board is set up, so I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So I know. Okay, so if he doesn't step down, technically, a lot of setups with board of directors have it where you don't have to wait for re-elections to remove the current CEO. Mm-hmm. There can be a joint agreement by the board to remove a CEO. Mm-hmm. But I don't know how Activision is set up and whether or not that's actually in their bylaws that they can remove him until the next revote.
Maybe. I don't know.
Because it's usually set up, because there's always usually a system of checks and balances where the board is supposed to check the CEO even when it's not time for him to be voted back in.
I was going to say, I'm sure there's got to be some sort of checks and balances
Maybe.
that allows them to. I mean, if he.
I mean, what if he does have absolute
but here's
power?
The thing.
Well, he doesn't. Technically, the
Right.
shareholders have absolute
Right,
power.
but here's the thing. If he were to somehow end up in prison while still CEO, you really think they're going to not have a clause that can boot him and put him
but would he be in prison? Well, for starters,
I'm not saying this because of this specific thing. I'm just saying any sort of reason that he ends up in prison for anything.
Yeah, but they would just have an acting CEO. He might still be getting all his payments and all his dividends. He might not be acting CEO, but he's also probably not fired.
I don't know.
He's probably on what they call like a leave of absence.
Yeah.
From the position.
Yeah.
But he's not technically fired, and it's still his when he comes a free man.
Yeah.
Unless he's voted out before he becomes a free man.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're set up. I know based on the few boards of directors that my dad's been part of with some big companies, all of them have very different bylaws.
Yeah.
So, hence why I got screwed.
Yeah.
And they didn't even go through the proper checks and balances, and my dad probably should have screwed their ass for that. But
yeah,
it's hard because it's a family thing. So, but it's also like it doesn't matter. Technically, he was supposed to know before me.
Yeah.
He was my superior, and that's the way it's written. Is that he's supposed to be the one to tell me, for starters, and he's supposed to know about it before the vote was decided.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, it's not like I did anything bad. The actual CEO of the company.
Yeah, right.
It's a really sour spot for me because it happened right before my first son was born, and it was a really good job. And it wasn't one of those like, oh, you just got it because no. I was actually really good at what I was doing. Didn't matter because the CEO decided to waste the entire budget of the company on some stuff they shouldn't have.
Yeah.
But the company no longer exists, by the way, so that you know how well that went.
Yeah.
All right.
Do we have any?
So do you guys got anything? We're at the end of the podcast here. Do you guys have any? What's the loser of the betting special gonna do, and what's the winner get? What's the general consensus, moderators? What were the ideas floated out there that you think were worthy? And if there isn't one, oh boy, our punishments when we think of it for ourselves, they get pretty rough. Drinking ocean water. Running with a shirt off in the middle of winter out in the snow. Yeah. That was fun. For you. The funny thing is, all the punishments were for you.
I know.
Hot chip challenge. You ended up doing it, which is like, oh, I actually wanted. No, not on the empty stomach, not with the stale chip. No, didn't want that. Yeah. Didn't think it was going to be that bad.
No.
Pie to the face. See, we've done the pie to the face, too. Yeah. We have done the pie to the face.
Shot. Winner dinner?
Winner dinner.
Okay.
So the winner gets a dinner.
Okay.
Sure. Okay. That would make sense. Yeah. Winner dinner. That's not a problem. Winner wins 2.
Cinnamon challenge for the loser. Ooh.
So the loser should have to wear a bikini on the podcast for a month.
One, maybe. How does that work with YouTube?
So here's YouTube doesn't care. You can be shirtless. It's not like they're going to see your bottom.
Yeah.
You can be shirtless. That's not a problem. Like, Review Tech USA does $50 donos on its live stream to take his shirt off.
Oh.
But I will say this about the bikini thing. I have made a personal commitment on my channel to never be the kind of YouTuber that takes his clothes off. Well, even if I was good looking underneath, still wouldn't do it. So I'm gonna dismiss the bikini one just on the basis that I think it's just a little degrading. And I understand the loser should be punished, but I don't want it to be like something that you got to remember. Like Eric technically works in a professional field. I might work in a professional field in the future.
Right.
Not really something that can affect our potential futures like that.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I have plenty of other stuff on this channel that will make people not hire me. So I'm just glad that it's a Nintendo channel because most of them won't even know what's going on.
The loser needs to drink 5 most hated drink in a night. Interesting.
If I lost, I should have to do 5 shots of tequila on a live stream. Oh my god.
Oh my lord.
I mean, I can do it, but oh my god. Is it in a row? We already know what happens in a row. We've been there.
We've done
one of the no, was it a better? I think it was a gaming competition.
Yeah,
I lost to you, and I had to do 3 in a row.
Yeah, I think it was.
And I vomited.
Yeah.
Now maybe my stomach might be more iron compared to then now because I have tequila that happens. But oh boy, okay, shave the head bald. I mean that is not. I mean that is a punishment, and that doesn't affect our futures. It just makes us really cold in the winter. Oh boy, shave the head bald.
That's oh, god dang.
Yeah, Charles said, no, in a night. I understand what you're saying. Yeah. But, like, I can stream for 4 hours, and then, like, I can control all the streaming. If I do 1 an hour, I'm fine.
Right.
I mean, I'm going to be, I will be drunk, absolutely, but I'll be fine. I'll probably enjoy it. By the time I get to the 3rd or 4th one, I'll probably be enjoying it. 1 an hour. Shave the eyebrows. So, I'm wondering, like, if I lost and I had to shave my head or my eyebrows, would Yulia approve? I don't worry about would the wifey approve?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe shaving my eyebrows off because they're so bushy, they'd probably grow. They'd probably grow back in like a day. Chug a box of Bean Boozled all at once.
Oh, that's a good one.
At once? At once? Oh my god, that is so much sugar, but also so disgusting.
Yeah.
Lower dressed as Zelda, winner is Link, and jam to Zelda using together during whole live stream? You mean like we dance? That's like a punishment for the winner too.
Yeah, right.
You hate the taste. Yeah, I do hate the taste of tequila. Doesn't mean I can't handle it. It also messes me up. Hell yeah, at once. God. Winner gets a copy of Breath of the Wild 2 from the loser. Okay.
Well, I mean, you could always go. I mean, since the winner gets a dinner. I mean, obviously. Yeah,
we get what?
Obviously, loser pays.
Well, yeah, no duh. It's not like winner gets dinner. Okay, so the winner picks, and then he also pays.
Yeah.
No. Okay. So I like the winner. I like the winner dinner idea.
Is that also the losing bet though? They have to pay for the dinner. I mean,
well,
or do we need? I mean, we have more.
I mean, it's that much. So I'll say this: the winner dinner is cool because we don't actually ever like when we're done with the show, we're gonna get some food, but it's, we don't really go out to restaurants that often anymore. Right. So it's kind of like that's what makes it special. Right. Not necessarily who pays.
Right.
Neither here. I mean, sure, you could say, well, yeah, but we're at a restaurant, so like we're at, Texas Roadhouse. I'll get the big 30-ouncer because I'm not paying today. Right. But even then, it's like okay, with all the giveaways we do, obviously money isn't necessarily a massive object that's gonna make us really angry for the loser. But the winner could really still enjoy it.
You still have your car seats?
Yeah.
Loser sits in a car seat for the whole podcast.
Got it. Perfect. That's what we're doing. All right, so winner gets a dinner, and then loser gets double punished with a car seat for an entire podcast. That's going to hurt.
Yes, it is, especially with how wide we are. And especially how long some of our podcasts can go.
Okay. Yeah, I have like 5 car seats out there.
Okay.
So it'll be... Yeah. So the question is, which car seat?
I don't know.
So the thing is, does the winner also choose which car seat?
Ooh, yeah, that could.
Because I have multiple different ones that I don't know which one would hurt more. It's not like I was like, go out there and start testing. Okay, I know this one. No, I know can't test ahead of time to know which one. Yeah, I have a feeling certain ones wouldn't hurt as much. I'm wrong.
Right.
All right. Cool. Yeah. Cool. Well, yeah, it's gonna be on stream. It'll be for the podcast episode.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. All right. Cool. Lock it in. Winner dinner, loser sitting in a car seat for an entire podcast.
Oh.
Back wrecking fun.
Butt
hip wrecking, digging in, maybe some blood, maybe a hip flexor.
There will be blood.
There will be blood. There will be blood. There will be blood. Cool. Sounds good. Now, here's the funny thing, by the way, guys. Anytime there's $100 donos, you guys could actually punish me if I did win. You could just donate a lot. Which you'd be like, oh yeah, you make money. Yeah, but if you make me do like 3-4 tequila in a row, it's gonna.
Yeah.
Is it really worth the money to me? Probably not. Right. I'll do it. It is my policy.
We did have
one super chat. Yeah, Brian C. Mentioned something earlier in the stream about Metroid Dread actually doing well in a lot of polls and a lot of places.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
So thank you for that, man. I got the shot here. We're gonna call that a podcast.
Yeah.
That was episode 26, everybody.
Yeah.
So be sure you go subscribe to our podcast channel because eventually all podcast content is going to be over there. All you'll see on this channel is me advertising that, hey, a new episode of the podcast is happening at this channel. You guys are amazing. Thank you for tuning in. And yeah, we'll catch you next week. Peace.
Peace out.
Boop, 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 boop. New video tomorrow from somebody, Timothy says.
Yeah.
And then